Hey guys, welcome back to Weekenders on the Water. Today we're here at Williams Boat Ramp just off of Tampa Bay. Hurricane Helene has just rolled through the area and our hearts go out to everyone affected by the storm. Today we're going to go out and explore downtown and see what kind of damage the storm has brought in and just take a look around and see what's changed. So stick around and let's go. Alright, so this is a little bit of a different video. We normally try to stay pretty upbeat, but obviously with this storm, a lot of people were impacted, a lot of people were affected. But still kind of want to go out and just see what actually happened with our own eyes and kind of bring some of that to you so you can see it as well. So we're already here at Williams Boat Ramp, which is right off the bay. You can see there's a lot of debris kind of scattered around as far as just palm leaves and a little bit of water, some trash. Also a couple porta-johns. Well, one porta-john here that has been knocked over. This was definitely a huge storm. It was a Category 4, and the impacts are very wide-ranging, particularly those are really devastating up in the Big Bend area of Florida. As I mentioned, we're going to be kind of down here in our local area, Tampa Bay, and just kind of see what the storm did. First thing we're going to do is get these skis in the water.
With that, we're going to show you guys what we can see from the water related to the damage the hurricane did. We're going to do our best just to film things that you can see from the water, number one, but not really probably put anybody's house or anything like that, on the channel, because that's not cool. So with that, we're gonna head on out.
All right, guys. So we just got on the water, pulling out of the boat ramp here. You can already see here's a boat that is completely submerged underwater. I don't know if that was the effects of the hurricane or if that's been there for a while. Unfortunately, there are often derelict vessels that are left out at moor all around Florida, all around Tampa Bay. So it's hard to say how long it's been there. I see another one off in the distance there that's kind of leaning a bit. And it looks like it's got a police tag on it. Maybe we can go see what that one says. But yeah, that storm definitely rolled through here. You can see this other boat over here. It's a sailboat. It looks like the mast is off, and I don't think that that's on purpose. A woman just flagged me down in the parking lot here, and she told me that she got a call from Florida Fish and Wildlife that her boat or somebody in her family's boat had been reported as washed up in this area, and she was looking for a park ranger to talk to. So, like I said, again, a lot of people really affected by the storm. Something floating in the water here. Looks like some sort of case. Been floating for a while. We'll do our part to clean up. We don't have a ton. Obviously, we're on Seadoos. We don't have a ton of space, but we'll see what we can pick up along the way. We're gonna look at this boat. About halfway underwater, probably sitting about 5 feet of water. There's a notice up there. I can't read it. If there's a date. But yeah, just completely. Like cans and bobbers and stuff floating around in there, a little fan. There's the interior. That boat may still be salvageable, but it doesn't look like it was in great shape when it was before the storm. Let's keep on going. You wouldn't know it just looking this way, but how calm things are today. So today is Sunday, September 30th, so the storm passed through this area on Thursday, the 26th. So about 4 days later. But yeah, it looks pretty calm out here so far. We're gonna head on out to the bay.
It's a surprisingly chill day here on the boat. Like flat.
There's a Seadoo just floating out here. I don't see anybody around. Of course, I'm looking just to make sure nobody fell off, but I didn't even see it until we started to get up on it. So this thing's just sitting here floating. So the Seadoo survived the hurricane, but it's not exactly near land. It's got North Carolina registration on it. No, it didn't blow all the way down here from North Carolina. It's got the key on it and everything. Oh goodness. It looks like it was definitely underwater. You can see all the where the water lines on it were.
Huh?
Keys on
The keys on it?
it. Yeah.
All right, so that means one of two things. Either people left the ski, like it belongs to somebody who lives here, and they left the ski on, like the key in the ski, or someone's out here and they can't get back to their jet ski.
Maybe we can call them Fish and Wildlife, I guess.
Yeah, that's weird. It's a nice ski too. It's new, right?
It's not brand new, it's fairly new. The last couple of years, it's an RXTX.
Yeah.
It's an expensive ski.
Yeah, it's got a depth finder and everything on it, right? A fish finder. All right, well, more to come on that. We'll see.
All right, so I tried calling Florida Fish and Wildlife office. They're not open, so I'm unable to report it at the time. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tow it at least to the nearest beach so it stops drifting. And then, assuming it's still here when we get back, we got to go back the same way. We'll see if we can tow it back to the boat ramp then.
All right, so we think this may be a dealer ski, mainly because it's what?
Yeah, well, I think it's maybe a dealer ski because it's got out-of-state tags on it, and then also the key is attached to it with like a little tag. The tag doesn't say anything. That would be my guess.
Yeah. Guys, Lewis has everything packed up in that ski. I'm not going to get too close to the shoreline because you can kind of see where there's a lot of like branches and logs and stuff. So we're gonna stay back. So there you go. Let's see what Lewis has to say about when he gets back on his ski.
All right, guys. Well, there it is. I did take a look inside just to see if I could find any kind of like ownership papers or anything like that. There's no documentation, no registration. So. Like I said, I think it's probably a dealership ski, but we'll leave it there for now. And like I said, assuming it's still here when we get back, we'll try to do our best to tow it back. There wasn't any water in the front compartment, but I didn't like take off the seats or anything, and it felt really heavy. So I'm guessing there's probably a lot of water in there. All right. Anyways. Let's keep on going.
So with that jet ski that's parked over there now, we don't think it was anybody who was riding it because there was nothing else in the ski. No cell phone, no keys, no ID, nothing, right? So, you know, that's why if, you know, something happens and, you know, you're riding your ski, you're supposed to attach it with your own, you know, the lanyard to yourself. So I think it was just a ski that just broke away. I know some people do leave their skis at the dock with the keys on them. Bro, wouldn't recommend it, but you know, hey, whatever. So yeah, plus there's like nothing else out here that would indicate somebody, you know, was on that ski. Now if they were riding with a life vest, no, there's that, but you know, that's what we got.
There you go, a couple pretty big shipping containers. I don't know what kind of, I don't know what they're carrying, oil or something maybe. Big old boats out here in the bay, sometimes you gotta watch out for that. I don't remember exactly how far you gotta stay away from them, but they do not like it when you're close to them. So we're gonna give them some distance. So we see way off of there in the distance, I mean, it's not too far from us, but there's a Carnival cruise ship sitting there. So the reason we're out today, in fact, we were actually supposed to be, well, we were supposed to go on a cruise last week on our other channel, Professional Weekenders. So if you haven't checked that channel out, go over there and subscribe. But we're supposed to be out on a cruise last week on Margaritaville Paradise, the brand new ship from Margaritaville at sea. However, we delayed that trip 1 week because of the storm Helene. And now the ships are having trouble getting back. There's a backlog of ships getting back into the port. So our ship, which was supposed to leave today, got delayed again until tomorrow. So our 5-day cruise has become a 4-day cruise. But you can see there's a Carnival cruise ship parked over there where the cargo ships normally park. So they're trying every trick they got to try to get these passenger ships, these cruise ships in and out of here. There was a bunch of them blocked up out there outside the bay. But I don't see any signs to say we can't go over there, but I've never been over there. I think that may be kind of restricted. We're gonna go on up here. I know we can get in that way. So there's some more cruise ships up there. We're gonna go take a look at those and also see the port. Before we get to the port though, Davis Island is right here in front of us. This is Davis Island Marina, directly behind me. It's at the southern tip of Davis Island. It sits right off of downtown Tampa. You can see that boat there is definitely not supposed to be sitting like that. So they got all this concrete and everything here to make like a break wall. There were 8-foot storm surges here. So this water, I don't know if it's high tide or low tide now, but this water was 8 feet higher than it is now. So you see it obviously did a number on that boat. So we're gonna go around and see if there's any other, what the inside of the marina looks like if we can get in there. We just entered the marina here and we're kind of just creeping along, and I just noticed how bad this dock got hit. Look at this, it's missing all of its boards. The birds are fine, but all these boards here and that one there is completely ripped up, broken in half. These waves must have been intense. And off there in the distance, I can see another boat that's on its side. We're gonna see if we can get a better look at that one. But he actually did it, y'all. They named the boat Sofa King. Still Sofa King. And this other one here, see if we can get a look at it. Not Bonnie Wens, that's boring, but there's, for all you Harry Potter fans, Patronus. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, so Christine is, but I don't know what that spell does. I know Wingardium Leviosa. That's the only one I know. Makes things levitate, I believe. I don't know what Patronus does. That like makes people explode or something? I figured that'd be like Explodus. I don't know. Still wrapped in plastic, but I don't think it survived. Otherwise that was probably brand new. I don't know if that's a college textbook or what. Probably not. One more thing out of the water. Here at the back of the marina, you see there's a couple boats piled up. I think all that water kind of forced its way up in here and it really got channeled. And so I'm sure back here, the force must have been incredible. You can see it was high enough, like it says 8 feet storm surge. It was high enough to at least lift that one completely out of the water, push this one here up against the side, tuck this one underneath of it. It's crazy. There's a satellite dish floating over there, or radar. Yeah, insane. All right, keep on going. Oh my goodness, that's a whole tire. I don't think I got room for something that big. That's a big boy. I don't even know what to do with it. Now we've made it to the cruise port terminal. So, like I said, we were supposed to be boarding Margaritaville Islander today, but so much backed up traffic that we couldn't board today. So these couple ships that are in here today were probably supposed to get off yesterday, possibly even before that. But you see there's Serenade of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. The American Victory, that's always here, it's like a museum. And then the Enchantment of the Seas from Royal Caribbean as well. Saw that other Carnival ship on the other side. I think there's still another one down there. I believe there's 4 ports if you count the one here from American Victory, but really probably about 3 they can load at a time. Tampa's not really a really big cruise port terminal, because in order to get out of Tampa Bay, you have to go under that Sunshine Skyway Bridge, so it kind of limits the size of ships that can make it through. And don't get me wrong, these are still really big ships. These are nothing compared to what Royal Caribbean and Carnival are putting out, and MSC are putting out now. These ships are kind of on the smaller side, relatively in comparison. But overall, I mean, from what I can see in between the ships, looks like the port is in pretty decent shape. Pretty much kind of expected that. The port is mostly concrete, steel. So if anything's gonna hold up, it's gonna be the port. Just kind of wanted to get an idea and see like what it is that's holding things up, you know. And like I said, I think it's just too much traffic. All right, one last interesting thing to point out here is the Gasparilla pirate ship is sitting over there. So that's the pirate ship that normally they haul out for festivities during Gasparilla in February. It's normally parked over there, but they moved it over here for some reason. I don't know, I guess maybe this is a more secure mooring docking location, but it made it through the storm. So a 1800s replica ship that probably isn't very seaworthy to begin with made it through Helene. All right, we're gonna continue on into the heart of downtown and see what's going on over there. making our way into downtown. See again, some more devastation here with the boats. That one there is way off kilter. This one decided it wanted to be a car. Free Willy. Yeah, but it's up on the shore there. It looks like a nice boat too. It's a shame. Fenders out and everything. Definitely gonna need some repairs on that fiberglass. But yeah, a lot of debris in the water. I'm not filming everything, but we're picking up what we can. Being on the lookout. I mean, there's trash bags and all kinds of stuff. I just don't want to suck any of that stuff up into the pump. So, I mean, I feel so helpless because it's like, you know, I've only got so much space on the ski. I know it's just such a small fraction of what has entered the waterways since this storm. But yeah, you can see where that boat is completely off kilter there, pushed all the way forward. It's gonna need a little bit of fiberglass repair, but that'll probably be salvageable. I mean, no doubt it will be. There goes another pontoon boat. Kayak survived next to it though. Christine's picking up trash too. They got all these Jetski rentals here. It's like a club, like a boat club. You can rent jet skis with the boat club. But yeah, amazingly all those survived. I mean, they're on floating docks, so theoretically they should rise, but yeah, it looks like all of them are in good shape. All the spots are full. Coming up on the hospital here, so this is going to be interesting. We'll take a look at that when we get there. All right, so now we've made it over here to Tampa General Hospital. So this is the main hospital in Tampa. And I don't know whose idea of a good time it was, but they decided to build this hospital on the north end of Davis Island. And in all honesty, I guess it's probably because this is a reclaimed island, you know, it's man-made land, and probably, you know, since the land was there, probably easy to go ahead and put it on there versus, you know, land that's already been developed. But anyways, regardless, have a hospital on an island, and what's interesting is this blue and black stripes you can see here, that's what remains now of the aqua fence. So they actually deployed this fence all the way around the entire hospital during the storm, and everything that you see on this side of the hospital was actually flooded, the street and everything. And that fence held amazingly. I can't believe it. I've never heard of such a thing, but yeah, apparently it's watertight, and the hospital completely around did not flood. And now they're in the process of removing that fence, which honestly I think is maybe a little premature because it takes a while to put up, it takes a while to take down, and supposedly we got another storm coming next week. By the time you guys watch this, that other storm will have already came through, so you'll know how devastating that was. But if it were me, my personal decision, I probably would leave it up for another week just to be on the safe side. At least most of it. You know, maybe open up the areas that you need to open up for cars and stuff to get by. But yeah, pretty amazing that the hospital survived that 8-foot storm surge with that fence. It's pretty strong stuff. All right, so we are right downtown now. And I'd say everything here looks fairly good. It looks like it probably all did pretty well. You can see kind of the water line came up maybe about a foot here, which isn't too bad considering that 8 foot of storm surge. I would have thought maybe it would have came up higher, and here might, you know, got pushed up the river. But overall, it doesn't look too bad. It looks like everything is pretty much as it should be. We're gonna head on back out, check out Davis Island, Bayshore Boulevard. As we leave downtown, we've made it to Bayshore Boulevard. So this is one of the most exclusive area codes, zip codes in all of Tampa. So lots of really nice houses here, lots of people with huge houses, big money. But this Bayshore Boulevard is really heart of the community. It's the longest continuous sidewalk in America, and it's oftentimes where we have a lot of parades. You know, Gasparilla comes down through here and such. And this entire thing, you can see the people out there walking, cars driving by, all that was underwater during Hurricane Helene. So you see, it's good to see all that has retreated. Bayshore Boulevard does flood quite often, so it's not really that surprising. But still, just always interesting. I wonder what all these people here must have done. And yeah, that was probably pretty scary to have to consider. But I'm sure that they're probably used to it at this point. I see something else in the water here. My trunk is almost full. We picked up so much stuff. Some sort of face cream or something. Oh shit. Alright, third time's a charm on that one. That was a tough one to get. But yeah, you can see how much junk I picked up. I'm almost full. Alright, let's go find Christine. Over there. And then that's Davis Island too. Let's kind of drive by some of the docks there and see how they did. How did the docks do? I think we have it right here. That is a big piece of dock. I definitely can't do anything about that one. Again, sometimes you just feel so hopeless out here. But we're doing what we can. But yeah, unfortunately that piece is going to continue to float. Definitely be careful if you come out and do something like this. There's a lot of debris in the water. Like we said, we're not trying to put cameras up in everybody's backyards, but this home is under construction, so I think it may be fair game. But you can kind of see the dock here is really destroyed. The whole thing's kind of half collapsed, pushed into the house. All the bricks and everything they had stacked up there are knocked over, but the rest of it seems to have held up pretty well. Oh, there's a little doggo hanging out over there. But anyways, yeah, for the most part, Davis Island seems like it survived. Obviously, some of the docks need a little bit of help, but I think they're going to be in pretty good shape. All right, next up, we're going to head on over to Beer Can Island. All right, guys, so we elected not to go to Beer Can Island today. We're kind of running short on time, and we want to make it a quick day. But I was on the way back, and I found a full propane tank. It's like the second largest thing I've seen all day. I saw a full trash can earlier, but yeah, there's nothing I can do about this on my jet ski. We're gonna try to get that Seadoo back to the dock. All right, guys, so we made it back to the island here where I left that jet ski earlier, but it's not there. Saw another boat kind of over there hanging out. I wonder if someone must have came and picked it up. Maybe somebody with a bigger tow vehicle came and got it. But yeah, it's not there anymore, so I'm trying to go do a good deed. Anyways, I think we're gonna pass on Beer Can Island for today. We've kind of seen enough of what the hurricane brought. Like I said, we got a lot of things to do back at the house to get ready for our cruise tomorrow. So again, if you're not following us on our other channel, Professional Weekenders, go check that channel out. And we'll be cruising on Margaritaville of the Sea, the cheapest Mexico cruise you can take. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Anyways, we're gonna head on back over the dock and wrap this one up. And it wouldn't be a day out on jet skis without a dolphin sighting. It just popped up right here. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Going right underneath the Christine here. There's two of them. Yeah, every time we go out of the water, there's a dolphin.
All right, guys, so the rest of our time here on the bay. You know, really sad seeing all the damage to the storm, and I know it's worse of you know, farther north you go in Florida. So with that being said, just take care of yourself, take care of your neighbors. All right, and here's Lewis with your outro.
All right, guys, so we made it back to the boat ramp. Just kind of making an early day today, like I said, but so it's definitely interesting getting out there to see what effects Tampa Bay had. I know a lot of people are really suffering from this storm, and the next one is probably not going to be great either. Of course, our heart goes out to them, and I wish that there was more that we could do, but you know, in a little way, at least we were able to get out there and at least pick up some trash. There were still tons of other things that we couldn't fit on the ski. Thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that's dealing with this storm, and really hoping everybody's able to bounce back. Hope everyone stays safe. That's the most important thing. Remember, all this stuff can be replaced, but your life is invaluable, and make sure that you take care of it. Evacuate when the mandatory evacuations come along. Even when the voluntary ones come along, it's probably still a good idea. And just stay safe. Do your best. Do the best you can. And our hearts out to Tampa and all of Florida, really. So with that being said, we're out of here, and we'll see you next weekend. All right, so now we've made it over here. Well, let's just spin it around. What effects Tampa Bay has had. I know that a lot of people, maybe not doing that well. Making my way downtown. No,